Welcome back. As you know, President Trump is dominating pretty much every poll, but now he has to fight back against all those attempts to remove him from the ballots across the country.
As we're expecting to see his team appeal those decisions on Tuesday.
Brenna Bird is Iowa's Attorney General, and she joins us with the latest from her state. Attorney General, we're going to get to the caucuses, which are coming quick. But first and foremost, as it pertains to staying on the ballot, as someone who's the chief law enforcement officer in your state, what are you seeing?
Well, what we're seeing here is that President Trump's had a target on his back since day one. And I think the Democrats are so worried about him as president that they're going to court to try to stop him. At the end of the day, though, this election is up to the voters, and they have a right to vote for President Trump if that's what they choose. It's just not right. It's anti-democratic what we're seeing happening in states like Colorado and in Maine.
Yeah, there's no question about it. We're allowed to vote for whoever we want, and the Democrats don't get to choose the Republican primary candidate, and they don't get to decide whether, we get to vote for him or not when he runs for president. So what is the reaction that you're hearing from other Iowans about this?
Well, I have to say this, too. As Attorney General, I'm fighting back along with other AGs around the country to fight back in court against this. But, Iowans, for them, I think it's nothing new. They've seen this going on since day one with the indictments and everything else that's been going on. It's been a very political process, not a real legal process, not impartial courts, but very political. And this is election interference, plain and simple. That's what I'm hearing from Iowans. This will not change their support one bit. And in fact, I think it makes it stronger because they know that this is a democracy that they live in, and they want to keep it that way.
We have a primary election season coming up, caucuses happening. We're looking at President Trump as a unique individual in that he has a recent record as president while running for president. How is his record resonating there in Iowa with the caucuses coming up?
Well, that has been huge, and he has a decisive, historic lead in the polling before the caucuses. It's a bigger lead than anyone has ever had going into the caucuses, a 30-point lead. He's leading with every demographic, and I think his record is a big part of that. People saw what he did as president with the economy, with keeping us safe, with protecting farmers, and also securing the border, which is very important to Iowans.
And Brenna, with that big lead, is there anything about the caucus system that could allow for a surprise? You hear Vivek Ramaswamy saying people are going to be surprised. Talk to us about how you think caucus night will go down.
Well, caucuses are different than a primary. People have to show up on a cold night in January. It's a town hall meeting. President Trump has brought a lot of new people into the process who will be learning to caucus for the first time. So I always remind his supporters that it is so important that we all show up on caucus night. It's not over until we have the caucus. That's the poll that counts. But he's looking very strong. We just need everybody to go and caucus. It can all end in Iowa with a strong victory for President Trump.
You just wonder if he was a weaker candidate, what would happen? This is why this precedent is so dangerous. He keeps getting stronger because he's a unique candidate. He's a unique person. But again, the overall macro idea that Democrats or the ruling party can decide who's on the ballot or not willy-nilly like this is really dangerous, I think, Soviet territory. I want to talk to you about a second issue, which is a federal judge has temporarily blocked the Iowa law that bans discussion of LGBTQ issues in the classroom. So my understanding of this, AG, is that it's just for sixth grade and down that they don't want. The Iowans have said we don't want discussions about gender and LGBTQ and sex issues. But that judge has said, no, this is too broad. What's going on?
Well, a couple of things, and I have to say that's a temporary injunction ruling that just came out late yesterday. I am defending our law in Iowa. The legislature passed a law that the governor signed that made it clear that there cannot be sexually explicit books in kids' libraries at school. These are books that if you wanted to show them on TV, you couldn't do it. They're sexually explicit books, also relating to classroom teachings and whether parents should be notified if their child decides to change genders or pronouns and not keep that secret from the child's parents or guardians. So the law covered a lot of different subjects. The injunction did put a temporary hold on parts of that. We're analyzing that decision right now, and I will fight vigorously to uphold our Iowa law in court. That's my job as Attorney General, and I'm glad to do it.
Yeah.
Good for you. I mean, we don't need sex books for fourth graders.
Yeah, you can't show them on TV because we as a country decided kids can't see this stuff. So why can kids see it privately in a classroom?
Yeah. Brenna Bird, thank you very much. Iowa's Attorney General. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.